All right, so here's the thing. After everything that just went down, it really feels like the team isn't done making moves yet. You can tell there's a clear plan starting to take shape, and honestly, it's starting to look a lot more complete than what we've seen in recent years. There's a mix of excitement, a bit of curiosity, and that feeling like something bigger might still be coming. And if you're paying close attention, you can already spot where they might be looking to make the next move. Let's analyze together what's happening here. Click the like button and comment below which position still needs a significant boost. I want to know your opinion. The Cleveland Browns are not slowing down after what many inside the building are calling a statement 2026 NFL Draft, and the moves already happening behind the scenes are starting to reveal a clear identity shift on offense. The first concrete step came with the addition of veteran fullback Michael Burton, an 11-year veteran who immediately fills a role that offensive coordinator Todd Monken has been openly pushing for. At 34 years old, Burton isn't just depth, he represents intent. This is about structure, physicality, and giving this offense the small details it lacked. Inside the organization, there's a growing belief that these under-the-radar additions are exactly what will allow the Browns to finally operate as a complete offensive unit. Monken's influence is becoming more visible by the day, not through flashy headlines, but through calculated roster building. The idea is simple. Fix the foundation so everything else works. A true fullback, better blocking schemes, versatility in formations, all of it points toward a more controlled and efficient attack. But here's where things get more interesting. Even after investing heavily in young talent during the draft, the Browns are actively evaluating veteran wide receivers to complement what is currently one of the youngest position groups in the league. And the name gaining real traction internally is Keenan Allen. At first glance, some fans might question the fit. The room already has youth, speed, and upside. But that's exactly the issue. The Browns are asking players in their early 20s to carry the weight of an NFL passing game. Right now, Jerry Jeudy is the oldest presence in that group at just 27, and the expectation for immediate leadership may be unrealistic given last season's inconsistencies. Keenan Allen changes that equation instantly. Over the past 4 seasons, he's remained productive, including a 707-yard campaign with 81 receptions last year, proving he still has value on the field. But the real appeal goes beyond numbers. Around the league, Allen is known as one of the most reliable third-down receivers of his era, leading the NFL in third-down catches since 2017. That kind of consistency becomes a safety net, especially for a young quarterback still finding rhythm and confidence. More importantly, Allen brings something the Browns currently lack: presence. A veteran voice who has seen every coverage, handled every situation, and understands how to prepare at an elite level. The Browns don't just need production, they need guidance inside that receiver room. Someone who can accelerate the development of players like Cedric Tillman and the incoming rookies, while also stabilizing the offense in critical moments. And make no mistake, this isn't about replacing the young core, it's about protecting it. Throwing inexperienced receivers into top roles without a proven veteran alongside them is a gamble, and Cleveland appears determined not to make that mistake. The front office sees Allen as both a contributor and a mentor, someone who can still impact games while raising the standard in practice and film sessions. The bigger picture here is that the Browns are building balance. They've added youth, now they're targeting experience. They've addressed explosiveness, now they're focusing on reliability. Every move suggests a team that is tired of inconsistency and is actively constructing an offense that can sustain drives, control tempo, and execute when it matters most. So the question now shifts directly to the fan base. Would bringing in a veteran like Keenan Allen be the right move to guide this young receiver group and stabilize the offense? Or should the Browns fully commit to developing their youth without adding another big name? The Browns' approach doesn't stop at just one veteran presence, and another name gaining serious attention in these internal discussions is DeAndre Hopkins. The reasoning mirrors the Keenan Allen logic, but with a slightly different edge. Hopkins brings not only experience, but a history of elite-level dominance. Even in recent seasons, he has remained a factor, serving as a deep threat and a red zone weapon, showing he can still make contested catches and impact critical situations. And that's where the Browns' strategy becomes even clearer. This isn't about chasing past primes, it's about selectively adding veterans who still have something left, while elevating the entire room. Hopkins, much like Allen, would not be expected to carry the offense, but to complement it, to teach, and to deliver in moments where experience matters most. The Browns are trying to eliminate volatility, especially in high-pressure downs and red zone scenarios, where young teams often struggle. Shifting to the defensive side, there's also a noticeable gap the front office is evaluating, particularly along the edge. One of the names circulating is Joey Bosa. The Browns didn't address the edge position during the draft, instead bringing in undrafted talent with potential but also uncertainty. That opens the door for a proven veteran like Bosa, who, if healthy, can still provide meaningful snaps and depth to the defensive line rotation. The situation becomes even more important when considering the risk tied to relying on unproven players. While prospects like Logan Fono and others bring upside, there are still question marks, especially medically. Adding someone like Bosa would not just be about star power. It would be about insurance, stability, and maintaining a competitive pass rush throughout the season. Then there's the secondary. The Browns were widely expected to draft a cornerback, but the board didn't fall in their favor. Instead, they pivoted, which now makes free agency a critical path to reinforce that unit. One of the standout options is Tre'Davious White, a player who, despite some regression from his peak years, still showed strong production last season. With 40 tackles, multiple pass breakups, and a completion percentage allowed under 50% when targeted, he remains a viable and valuable piece. Adding White wouldn't be about recreating his all-pro form, it would be about depth, competition, and giving the Browns flexibility in coverage schemes. A reliable third corner can be the difference between a solid defense and a complete one, especially in today's pass-heavy league. Another intriguing possibility is a reunion with Martin Emerson Jr. After flashes of high-level play in 2023, including a 4-interception season, Emerson's future became uncertain due to injuries and inconsistency. However, there is still belief within the organization that he can return to that form. Even Andrew Berry acknowledged interest in bringing him back under the right circumstances. This idea reflects something deeper about the Browns' philosophy right now. They are not just looking outward, but also reassessing their own talent. If Emerson can be reintegrated and perform at his previous level, that could quietly become one of the most impactful additions of the offseason. And beyond the main targets, there's a layer of strategic depth in the honorable mentions. Veterans like Taylor Decker could provide insurance on the offensive line, especially with uncertainty around positional fits. Bobby Wagner represents another leadership play, someone who could mentor younger linebackers while still contributing on the field. Meanwhile, names like Marshawn Lattimore and Trevon Diggs highlight the Browns' awareness of potential value opportunities if those players can rediscover form in the right system. And then there's the emotional side of all this, the mention of Nick Chubb. While the team is clearly moving forward with a new direction at running back, the idea of bringing Chubb back, even in a limited role, speaks to his impact beyond the field. Leadership, culture, identity, those things still matter. And Chubb embodies all of them. When you step back and connect all these dots, The Browns are executing a very deliberate plan. They're not chasing headlines. They're building layers, youth, experience, depth, leadership, all designed to create a roster that can withstand a full NFL season and perform when it counts most. Now it comes down to execution. Which of these moves actually happens will define how complete this roster truly becomes heading into the season. So if you've made it this far, make sure you subscribe, drop a like, and don't miss what's coming next, because the latest Browns updates, analysis, and inside breakdowns you're only going to find right here. And go ahead and click the video on your screen right now to stay locked in with everything happening in Cleveland. Go Browns!